Hello, thanks for checking out my video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ria, I'm autistic and this is my new YouTube channel, Ria's Autism World. Please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to help out my new channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 autism symptoms in girls. I'll probably be making a part 2 and 3 at a later date. Masking is where you pretend that you're into normal things or you act a certain way to fit in and appear normal, like neurotypicals. Now, I hate the use of the word normal, but it's the only word that I could think of using in this particular situation. Girls with autism often have a high tendency to mask, much more so than boys, and that's why girls are often diagnosed late in most cases. They keep their autism hidden and they're very good at it. They'll pretend to like things that they're not really into, for example, boy bands, fashion and makeup, just to fit in, when they're probably really into plushies and anime, for example. So when I went to secondary school, I went out one afternoon and bought a load of band magazines and I covered my whole bedroom walls in boy bands. So I think it was Busted, McFly and Blue, and I hated boy bands, but I just really wanted to mask to fit in because my friend had her walls covered in boy band posters, so I just thought, well, to fit in, I'm going to have to do that too. Okay, so now we move on to special interests. Now, everyone has something that they love, but when you're autistic, you have that one particular thing that you're absolutely obsessed with. And it's often one of the only things that you like, and it's an intense special interest. It can be the most random things, like collecting empty jar bottles, crystals, clothes from the 1900s, obscure cartoons from the 1980s, or colourful straws. Or it can even be something more typical, like an intense love of plushies, dogs, anime, makeup, a particular boy band, etc. But one thing's for sure, girls are way more intense and obsessive over their special interests than boys. They will love to talk about it non-stop, be very obsessive and often collect every bit of merchandise they find about this particular subject. For me, I've had an intense special interest in Sonic the Hedgehog since the age of 6, literally on an obsessional level. Like, when I was a kid, I used to want to smash the TV screen to go and live in Sonic's world. And I've always collected any piece of Sonic memorabilia with Sonic's face on it since the age of 6. Girls with autism tend to get very angry over the simplest things and will often show signs of frustration. For example, they may be doing a drawing and it goes wrong and suddenly they get really frustrated. They screw and tear up the drawing and have a temper tantrum. A few other examples might be a toy that they can't get to stand up, so they throw the toy in frustration. Or maybe they're stuck on a particular level in a video game and they can't get past the boss fight, so they bite the controller in frustration. Now, girls can often have very toddler tantrum style meltdowns that are considered inappropriate for their age. So full on screaming, crying, foot stomping, childish language, etc. And that is totally normal behaviour for autistic girls. I can confirm as a 30-year-old autistic adult, I still have childish, age inappropriate meltdowns even now. They never truly go away. Being quiet, shy or selective mute. This one is extremely common in autistic girls. Now, boys don't tend to be as quiet or shy, but girls most definitely do. Being quiet often comes in the form of being quietly spoken, not speaking very much to family or friends, and often only speaking when people speak to them first. Autistic girls are very shy. They find it hard to approach people and make friends. They will often run off and hide to avoid confronting certain people, or watch an event instead of joining in. It may take them a very long time to warm up to certain people. Sometimes they can even be selective mute, and that's where they refuse to speak at all. It's almost like shutting the world out. Because human interaction can be so exhausting and so emotionally draining for someone with autism that they prefer to say nothing at all, as it's easier that way. Stimming. Now, girls have a tendency to stim a lot. Now, if you're unfamiliar with stimming, it's a repetitive action or movement. For example, hand flapping, rocking, jumping, clapping, etc. It's a way people with autism express their emotions, as they often cannot get their emotions out verbally. So anything like hand flapping, rocking, spinning in circles, clapping, this is stimming, and it's extremely common in autistic girls. Sometimes they will pick up new stims, and other times they will stick to the same stim for a long time. Okay, so that concludes my first video on 5 signs of autism in girls. It may not be 100% accurate, but this is just my opinion as an autistic adult, and nearly all of them are from my own personal experience. Thank you all so much for watching.